Good morning and welcome to Monday morning. All you business owners, look at this. I've just realised I've still got a hair grip in. How professional am I? When you have post-chemo curls, you have to keep them under control. But here I am. So good morning. It's Monday Motivation. If you don't know who I am, my name's Helen Bullen. I'm a business mentor. Previous experience of running many businesses, bricks and mortar online businesses. But we're talking about online courses today. I'm mentoring a 10-10 challenge at the moment, and we were on at 6:30 this morning, and I was talking to them about online courses. So I have some online courses. I've written 2 books. My 3rd book is hopefully due out. I was going to say January, but it may be out earlier, but I think January. So I'm an author too, and generally living life, being really thankful that I got through stage 3 breast cancer, and going on holiday. When am I going on holiday? Tomorrow? Wednesday? No, that's not tomorrow, is it? 2 days' time. Yeah, I'm a business mentor. I'm great, but I don't know what day of the week it is, even though I introduced myself as hi, it's Monday. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about that inner voice, that inner critic, and asking you how loud yours is. Because if you're a business owner and you have that little voice in your head that says you can't, that says you're too stupid, or you're too fat, you're too thin, you're not clever enough, it'll be impossible, you'll never do it, or you'll fail, or others can do it better, and who do you think you are, then this live is for you. Because being your worst critic, and it is you that's doing it, so that's what you first have to think about, is really detrimental to running a business. If you don't have the confidence to do things, it will just shut down your creativity. It will shut down your enthusiasm to do anything and your belief that you can do anything. And that just leads to a business that will either flounder, fail, or you will start to hate because you're not doing what you love to do, because you've never been brave enough to take the step to do what you want. So today, how do you get rid of that inner critic? I'll do it slower. How do you get rid of that inner critic? There was an inner critic in my head going, oh, for God's sake, Helen, talk properly. That was inside my head then. Anyway, let's get over that. My inner critic was very loud then. What you have to do is remember that it is your own voice in your head. So sometimes people say, I have limiting beliefs, so I can't do it. And we sort of blame it on this phrase, limiting beliefs, or I don't believe in myself, or I'm not confident. We blame it on somehow that being a thing, right? Which it sort of is. But if you believe that, yeah, that's going to be the case. However, if you think that's just me, and somebody said to me once, think of your inner critic as like your health and safety officer at work, and they're just a bit overzealous. And if you're on the edge of a cliff and you're about to jump and you think it's a great idea, or you're going to jump over a brick wall and you've not looked what's on the other side, that is the time you listen to your inner critic when it goes, don't do that, that's dangerous. That's a great time to listen to it. But when it's telling you you shouldn't do something in your business, you shouldn't run an online course, or you shouldn't open a membership, or you shouldn't open a shop, whatever it is, and it says you can't do it, some of that you want to listen to, because you want to go, okay, what is it particularly that you think I can't do in a critic? And maybe it's like cash flow, or the rent's too high, or employing people. You maybe haven't got enough knowledge of that yet. Then that's things you need to learn and need to work on. That's thinking with your head. But if it's just your heart saying, you can't do it because you'd be useless and only other people can do it, then you need to change it up. So if you're listening right now, and I can see there's a few of you on, what's your inner critic? What do you tell yourself regularly that you shouldn't? I used to look in the mirror and tell myself I was stupid, just stupid. I remember once owning up to somebody that I thought I was stupid, because at school I'd always struggled. So I'm a little bit dyslexic. I've never been diagnosed, but I watched my son, who definitely struggles with language, and we have the same thing. My daughter, fine. My mum, my sister, fine. So in my world growing up, I was like, I don't get language. I just can't spell. I don't see words. They don't fly off the page at me. I'm not very imaginary when I read things. I don't see it in color. None of that. I just don't have that. So at school, I struggled because in my day, and I'm very old this week, actually. In my day, you were streamed. So I was in the white band, which was the average people. Blue band was the people that were less achieving. And red band was those that they felt, well, exonerary students and would go far. But it sort of meant I always felt I was a bit average. I was really good at sport, so I excelled in all the sports stuff. And that's where I put my focus. Because in my day, if you had a spelling mistake in geography or physics or anything like that, you got a mark taken off. It didn't matter that there was nothing to do with the subject matter. So I got put off most subjects, to be honest. I like human biology. I like biology, actually. And I went on and trained to be an osteopath. So it was obviously my world. I was interested in it. But the rest of it, I really struggled. And so I used to tell myself I was stupid. And I remember once telling somebody this, and then I remember going up to my room. We were away on a retreat somewhere, and looking in the mirror as I got to the room, I thought, you're so stupid to have said that. And I was like, I sort of did what I was already doing, and I didn't really realize that's how much I did. So I now don't tell myself I'm stupid, because I'm not. I have tons of common sense. I'm good at running businesses. I'm good at baking cakes. Who knew? This weekend baked a good cake. I can do lots of things. I can't necessarily spell. And if you see a spelling mistake on mine, if you ever see it on my, I write my own content. I do check it. I do have, sometimes I'll listen to it audibly. If I can listen to it, I can hear them when there's a mistake. But, I've written books. I have editors. I'd love to show my English teachers my books. I have to do this because Ben, who sometimes listens to me, always goes, don't know you. He says tongue in cheek, I don't know you have a book, because he thinks I mention it all the time. Here it is. Made sales this morning already. I love that. Anyway, so that inner critic can be really loud. But what the great thing is about the inner critic is it's your voice. So if you hear it, you can tell it to do one. Okay. And it's not always simple. And if you are on the edge of a cliff and you're about to jump and it's saying, don't do it, that's dangerous. Listen. Okay, listen. But if it's telling you to not even start doing something because you could fail, or don't do this because you'll never manage it, that's the voice you need to say, hang on a minute, where's the truth in that? And this is what I would always say, is ask yourself, is that true? So I use this example all the time. You may have heard me use this before. So when you're thinking you're an imposter, if I said to you, now I'm a retired osteopath, I'm a business mentor, I even have my cycling proficiency, all those things are true, okay? But if I said to you, I'm a dentist, then if I ask myself the question, I'm telling people I'm a dentist, I could say, is that true, Helen? And I would be absolutely, hand on heart, be able to say, you are not a dentist, you are definitely an imposter. If, however, I started thinking, oh, who am I to mentor people in business? I don't know anything. And then I'd ask myself, is that true? No, 25 years of doing it, bricks and mortar, I've made mistakes, I've made successes, all of that comes together to bring me as an all-round good mentor. I'm quick on ideas. I'm good at creating things. I have income stream ideas all the time that I have to control. I'm good at it. So actually that's true. So if I start telling myself that's not true, I can literally ask myself the question, is it true? So if you've got something today that you're saying, I'm too stupid, where's the truth in that? And what is clever? What is it? If you've got enough ability to do what you want to do, go do it. If you haven't and you still want to do it, go and train, go and learn. You can learn, especially when you're interested. All of us can learn, especially when we're interested. Repeat things. I see Donald's on today. I don't know if he's still on, but I was talking this morning in my group about me playing in Division 1 volleyball. In my day, Division 1 was the top league. But I started playing Division 3 with the second team. I was playing, so I was 21 when I started playing volleyball. I hadn't played before that. I was really good at netball. I was good at all the sports, really. I threw discus at county. I just was good at sport. And as I've told you, I excelled in it. But I was in the second team when I was working shift work at the time at the airport, and I joined like a local women's group. It was during the day. It was a lot of mums, but when I was off, I had 4 days on, 4 days off. So I used to go and do it, and I played volleyball, and somebody said, oh, you'd be quite good. You should play local league. So I was like, okay, give it a go, because I just naturally picked it up. So I played local league, and then somebody said to me there, do you know, you should be playing National League. You're tall enough and you've got the skills, and you've only been playing, I was playing about 2 months, 3 months. I was like, okay, find a club, found Ashcombe, which Donald would know, and then played in their second team for a few years. I'm not sure if I had a baby at that point as well. May have had one baby. And then what I did to get to where I wanted to go, I didn't say it's impossible, I can't get there, because when I started, it was impossible. These girls were hitting the ball hard, were playing a hard game, Division 1 top league in the country. I was playing Division 3. That was quite a leap. So what did I do? I didn't tell myself I couldn't do it. I just went to all the first team training. So like, if you want to come, you're going to what they call shagging balls, which isn't a rude term. It is picking up balls. Sometimes you passed, sometimes you served on them. Basically, you were there to be somebody, to do some skills, but so they could train. Pick the balls up, feed it in, whatever. I went to those, and I went week after week. So I was training 2 or 3 times a week. I think I was still playing local league. And gradually, I got asked to play up with the first team on occasions when they needed me, that you could play up so many times. I don't know if that's still the case, but you could play up so many times, asked me to play up. And then the 3rd or 4th time, they said, right, this is the last time we can ask you to play up, but actually we want you to join the first team. So I moved into the first team. I think I went to a tournament in Scotland And I remember blocking one of the England players, stuffing it. I'm a good blocker, which means she blocked the ball. And that gave me, I'm going to say her name's Helen Campbell. I can only say this because I think Donald would know. And she was one of those people that I looked up to, and I was like, oh my God, I've absolutely blocked her. Straight to the floor. She was a hard hitter. And the thing is, if you put your hands over the net as somebody hits and they hit it hard enough, it makes you look good as a blocker. I did it. That was enough to boost and stop the inner critic that I couldn't do it. I knew I could do it. As an England player, I could do that. I could do anything. And then that was my journey. And I had days that I lacked confidence. I wasn't the best server in the team, but I was a good key player and I just played my role. And that's what you have to do in your life, is pick the things you're good at, pick the things you want to do, practice them, rehearse them, do them again, but don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do them. So that's it. Your inner critic, it's down to you. Yes, you can do mindset work and you do things like that, and you can do affirmations and journaling. But I would say to you, the first thing I want you to do today is, if you say something to yourself that is derogatory, tell yourself off. If you wouldn't say it to a best friend, then don't say it to yourself. Then ask yourself the question, is that really true? Is that really true? No, it's not. Okay, right. Now, what can I do to make it happen? What can I do to get better at what I'm doing? Let me focus on that rather than that voice in my head that isn't working for me. So that's the end of my video for today. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on catch up, please do your comments. I'm going to send waves to people that have been watching me now. Thank you so much. I'm going to shut it down on Instagram first. So that means on Facebook, you'll see me pressing buttons. I'm just going to shut it down on Instagram first. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be in my feed next week. I'll be on holiday, so I can't promise there won't be any sea pictures in my stories. I know, got to post them, haven't you? I'm sure there'll be a few, but I'm still working. So I'll be doing my lives and stuff. I'll be back on my page on Wednesday morning. Will be recorded, but Woohoo Wednesday will still be on this Wednesday. Right, my lovely peeps. Have a great day. Speak to you soon. And go and kick that inner voice to touch. You are in charge. Tell it like it was a bad mate that you no longer want to hear it. You're not impressed unless you're on the edge of a cliff, in which case you can listen. Right, I've said goodbye to Instagram. Right, my lovely Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube peeps. Thanks so much for listening. My name is Helen Bullen, and this is me over and out. I'm not going to finish like that. Thanks so much for listening. If you have an inner critic, mine just went, that was really stupid. So I still have them. I'm just going to go, I don't care. I'm being me. If you want to work with me, let me know. But basically, I want to know more about what your inner critic is. So tell me, big deep breath in. Tell me in the comments. It's all going horribly wrong. Tell me in the comments below. Oh, God. Now my inner critic's going, Helen, just finish the live. Stop it. Which I will do in a minute when I've got this out. Tell me in the comments below what your inner critic is and how you are going to ask yourself the question today if it's true, and how you're going to kick it to touch, because it's a great feeling once you do. And my last top tip is, when you look in a mirror, look in it and smile and see the inner you and be happy and glad that you're alive today. Right. Speak to you soon. Bye.